This is month 4 that I'm in now, week 3, and we have some huge transitions happening this week and next week as a family, which I'm sharing all of the details about inside of this series. Besides these social media check-ins, I actually go in depth what's happening in my life each week inside the series, and I don't do it with so much detail here on social media because you don't have context for what I'm talking about unless you're doing the series. But it is time for my personal check-in. Part of that process, as you know, if you've been following along, is stepping on the scale and taking my measurements and all of the other metrics that are helping me understand how my body is responding to all of the different things that I'm trying each week, which I am walking you through step by step inside of the series. So I'm going to go ahead and start that process and take you along for the ride. All right, so this is the first week in 15 weeks that I have not had any movement whatsoever on the scale. I weigh exactly the same as I did last week. Now, does that mean, is that an indicator that what I'm doing is no longer working? No, you have to understand all of the other components that play into this process. I am about to start my period, 2 days out from starting my period. Typically, I would gain like 8 pounds in the past during this week of inflammation, not body fat, of inflammation. So the fact that my weight hasn't changed this week is not a loss. It just means that my body is doing its best to regulate, given all of the things that are impacting my life this week. And so I am not disappointed that the scale has not shifted this week, but it is interesting that this is the first week, 15 weeks, it has taken for me to get to a stall out point. And I wouldn't even call this a stall out point because of everything that's happening. But let's look at the other numbers. Okay, so the scale is holding tight, but my other numbers are actually a little bit up, including my resting pulse. My blood pressure is a little up, even though it's low. This is why it's so important that we're tracking these things, because what is a healthy range for you might be different than the next person. And so for me, I can see, because I've been tracking each week, that my body is under a little bit more stress this week, which is totally to be expected. When you know what's going on behind the scenes. Again, I go into detail inside of the series in the weekly check-in, but this is where those numbers are. And because I'm about to start my period, I'm noticing that my waist has gained a little inflammation, and also my bust, which is totally normal for where I am right now in my cycle. So there you have it, 15 weeks in. This is the first week that the scale has stalled. My other measurements are a little bit elevated. I'm about to start my period any day, so I have no question whatsoever whether or not what my body is telling me in terms of these metrics is directly related to everything going on in my life this week. Again, if you want more details, join the series. I give you 3 days to try it completely for free. It is so much bigger than what you're seeing here on social media. Every single month, I have brand new weekly workouts. There are brand new 40-page recipe packs. There are detailed step-by-step how-to videos. Even though I am 4 months into this process, it is not too late for you to join me. I can't tell you how many messages I get every single day of women being like, I feel like I'm too far behind to get started. Don't be ridiculous. This series lays out the process step by step, and I am still in that process. My health is not going to transform overnight. I am not going to get to where I want to be and how I want to feel anytime soon. So you could be doing this with me in real time. There is never a better time than now. I know that it's a holiday week for a lot of us here in the US, and there's a lot of reasons not to take the first step, but the first step is so small. It encourages you to take the next step, and then the next step. And those initial steps have nothing to do with dieting or exercising. So it is the perfect time for you to get started while you have so much else in your life going on. Trust me, I have a lot going on in my life too. So if you want more details, click inside the link right here, and I will see you there.